This is Nelson Ranch. So I'm actually recording this video late at night. I don't know why I'm doing this, but the Tachyon event is ending in 1 day and a bit. It ends on noon of March 29th. So some people probably have not used them all yet, or they haven't finished this yet. But I've finished this. I've got 2 more of these reports left, so I can actually use these reports. I'm still wait until the last minute to figure out which one I'll use it on. But I want to actually talk about the way you think about this. And today, by the way, is the birthday of Oguri, so that's the reason why she's on the main screen right now. So there she is. Okay, so I think how you use the Tachyon event is really going to depend on who you are. Um, if you're the type of person you just hates doing parent runs or simply don't have time for that kind of stuff, and I fully appreciate that because sometimes I just don't have time either, then what you want to do is you want to find a character that you can use as a parent and then strengthen that character. And you just want to just pump in everything you got into that. And then that way, all you need to do is to find a character from your friend list, and then you just do the actual runs for your characters. And that just solves a lot of problems. Um, so if you've got a character like this, in my case, I'm probably gonna, boost this character, Mijiro Dober here, because she has blue 3, blues 3, blue 2. So she's blue 8 right now, but she's weak on the power. And she's got mid-distance 2, mid-distance 3, and mid-distance 2. And she's got 3 climax factors, and her skills are quite useful, right? Corner betweener, good turf conditions, 400-meter intervals. This is the lower version of Nonstop Girl. So I can use 2 of the Tachyon events to bump this up to a blue 9 and a mid-distance 8. And then, 1 parent for mid-distance runs, for mid-distance races would be just complete. I'll just basically use Measure Dober for all my betweener runs at that point. I could probably even use it for chasers as well. Although not as well for chasers because the skill set for chasers is not that good, right? So this Measure Orion was actually a pretty bad choice when I actually incorporated this character. I made this character way back in 2022 May 20th, so that before I actually knew this stuff that this would happen, but I didn't eliminate her. I didn't delete her or send her away. I just kept her around, and lo and behold, she's now going to be useful. So if I can't get a good parent run in the next day or so, I'm just going to bump this up, and then I'll do exactly what I say here in type 1. Now, if you really don't have time, then I actually recommend strengthening a character that has grass 5 or 6, right? Grass 3, grass 2, make this grass 6, and the dirt 1 to 3. Because if you have dirt 1 to 3, then what you can do is you can bump up a character that's got dirt B into dirt A. So Oguri and what's her name? Take Shuttle and El Condor Pasa will all benefit from that, and you can use that parent for basically every every race. I mean, you could use that parent for every single race. So that would be like the ultimate parent. I don't know how many people will have that kind of parent. Like you can actually search these things. So you do dirt and grass, and you have one at least for this. And I guess I have a whole bunch, and then out of that. Um, you want power. You want power. I mean, that's the. Um, well, actually, no. Wait. Use it to 2. Power 2. Power is the one stat that just doesn't go bad. So. Ah. They have to have both dirt and mile. How do I do that? Don't know how to actually do that, but let's say, so let's just do dirt. Uh, I have this list here. So this digital is stamina 3, power 3, and so power 6, speed 3. But it's dirt, dirt, and mid distance. So can't use that one. This one is dirt, runner, runner. So can't use that one. This one is dirt, leader, and mid distance. So can't use that one. This one is dirt, runner, mile. So can't use that one either. This is mid distance, long distance, and dirt. So can't use that one either. This is dirt and chaser and mid distance. Oh, so here we go. So this is dirt 5 and grass 3. Wow, this is another dober. So what I could do is actually pump in 1 star into here, and then I could use this dober for every single championship meeting because I will get a boost to grass and to dirt. And be like a lazy way out, but that's actually one thing you can do. So you just have to basically look through your the character list that you got, and you want to pick a character that's got like grass 5 and dirt 1, uh, and then boost their power to like power 3, right? Maybe if I do power 1, that's still the same. Only got power 3. So then you really make it really easy for yourself. And then what you do is you borrow a character from your friend list that's distance 9 or distance 8 for whichever championship meeting that you're doing. And then voila, everything is set, right? You can run a character, you can run every single character you want. The only problem is that it basically locks your thing, but it does reduce a lot of time. And if you're a person who doesn't spend a lot of time, who can't spend a lot of time on this game or doesn't want to do the parent runs, that would be like the ideal way to do it. Now, if you're a type of person who generally does actually make a tailored parent for each championship meeting, and I fall into this category as well, and you plan to do so for the upcoming League of Heroes as well, then what you really want to do is you want to make a grandparent. So first, you want to pick a character you generally will not use as your ace, but is reasonably compatible. So, for example, if your favorite character is simply Rudolph, then you pick someone who runs the Triple Crown route. And if your favorite is Dagua Scarlet, and you use her all the time, then you want to pick a character who runs the Triple Tiara route, right? I mean, it's just the way these things work. So you can also check the compatibility of various characters from this website over here. The Namusme Kodiak Tools site. This is actually UTools. You go here, right? You can actually go here, right? UTools. This is in Japanese, but it's a nice site that it's pretty, self-explanatory. So actually don't need English for it. So let's actually walk through this, right? So let's say you want to do Simboli Rudolph, because I used that as an example. Where is Rudolph? I know she's up there on top. There she is. Okay. So you pick Rudolph and you click on this for compatibility. This is just a list of characters compatibility, but this is the easier one. All right. So assuming that this is the mile, right? I mean, I think I used a mile for this. So if this is the mile, then you know that one of your parents has to be Major Orion, because Rudolph is going to run as a betweener or a chaser. But let's assume that she's going to run as a betweener. And if she's going to run as a betweener or a chaser even, then you definitely want Major Orion to be your parent, right? So Ryan is your parent. So for this slot, God, why did I get Tachyon in there? So for this slot, you're going to put in Ryan. And Ryan's compatibility is actually not that high. On the other side here, if you see the list of compatibility, you find out that the people with the high compatibility are people like TM Opera, Rice Shower, Biwa Hayahide, Super Creek, Narita Bryan, etc. Right, Goldship, etc. So uh, what you want to do is you want to actually make sure that this side is going to actually inherit things that's actually not that important. So the highest two here is going to be Rice Shower, and another character that you can use as a betweener from this list. Well, I mean, I don't think many people are going to have Rob Roy, so either Inari one, but I think this special week is probably the easier candidate to find. So these are the two characters that you can get that's got high compatibility under Major Orion. And what you want to do is you want to actually inherit uh, betweener S and grass S from this side, right? Because it's harder to actually inherit things. And on this side, because it's a lot easier to inherit, and among the top characters that are easy to inherit, I think personally, I think Brian makes the most logical sense as a betweener. So you pick Narita Brian, and then for here, you want to pick, let's say, I think in this one I made it so that Rice Shower is going to have grass 3-star, and Special Week is going to have betweener 3-star for the red factors. So you don't want to inherit the betweener one, that's weaker. So you want to continue to inherit this, the same Rice Shower that you already have, and you want to borrow from a friend list, or if you have it yourself, TM Opero with Mile S, that's also got good skills for betweeners or for the mile. All right. That way, what you're going to do is you're going to do parent runs for Ryan, and you're going to do parent runs for Narita Bryan. And when you do parent runs for both, what you're aiming for is you're aiming for a mile 2 or mile 3, and you get grass 3 and betweener 3. And what you got here is you're looking for mile 2 or mile 3, and grass S, grass 3. And so your overall inheritance is basically going to look something along the lines of, here it is, something along the lines of mile 7 to 9. So 2, that's 4, plus 3, that's 7, or 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 9. So anywhere between 7 to 9 mile, and 6 turf, and 3 betweener. And you want to do it that way because when you go through Major Orion, the odds of inheriting things from Major Orion is much lower. But when you go through Brian, the odds of inheriting things from Brian is much higher. So you can inherit things from Brian, and this is the strongest inherit, but the second strongest inherit is here. And if you got TM Opero with 3-star Mile, then you have a really good chance of inheriting Mile from TM Opero as well as from Narita Bryan. So that's why I think you want to do it this way. And the reason why you want to do it this way is because in championship meeting these days, 90% of the characters have Mile S now. So if you want to make sure that your character wins in a championship meeting, you don't want to be like everybody else that only has Mile S. You want to be the character with Mile S, and you want to be the character with Distance S and Running Style S and Grass S. That would be like the ideal. I mean, the odds of that happening is low, but even if you can get all 3, if you can get 2 out of the 3, that'll give you a much stronger leg up, I think, especially now that they strengthen the power for at the final segment of the race. So the more power you have, the more you accelerate. So uh, it's not going to be that big of a difference, but it's going to make enough difference that it might be able to, if it's like a race that goes between like a head length or something like that, or a nose length, you'll win, right? And so I think for the Tachyon event, that's the most logical thing to do. Now, if you don't really want to bother with the betweener side, what you do is you make sure that special week is you make a parent that's Mile S, Mile 3, and turf S, and then you just use your own special weak here, and you can do the same, or you can actually do this, and you inherit mile, 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 and your turf comes from here. And if you get, betweener to here or betweener to here, you just live with that because you're going to get lots of mile from these three. So you got mile 9 at the very least, but only uh, uh, grass S. I mean that's also quite reasonable as well. So what you want to do is you want to beef up characters that you want to use as a grandparent, not as a parent. If you tend to, you know, make parents each time for every championship meeting. So I personally, whoops, not that. uh, yes. By the way, let me boast here a little bit. I have actually made it to UF for my stadium. Um, but for one of the reports, what I used to report on was this much kind of Tannhäuser, and she had intelligence 2 and long distance 3. So I made this intelligence 3 and long distance 3, and I'm using her primarily as a grandparent. So good example of this is if you do recent. Uh, Here is special week that I've made as a grandparent. So this is a grass S, power 3, intelligence 3, long distance 3, and I got betweener 2 and intelligence 2. I was like, yeah, this is good enough for now. I got the whites that I need, and then I'm making the other parent right now with long distance 3. This is a different long distance character that I borrowed. So this character was the same. What's her name? Saint Saint Jade Healer, or whatever. This is Healer Grass, Grass Wonder. This one's got Turf 3 or Grass 3 and Power 3. This Grass Wonder for this Brian has Power 3 and Long Distance 3, and then Intelligence 3 and Long Distance 3. So that's Long Distance 6. And if I could just get this to be long distance, then these parents' round must be over. But I didn't, so I had to keep doing this. It's also guts to, although the whites are pretty darn good, so I wish I could keep it, but I can't. I mean, I suppose I could keep it and just go with this, but I don't want guts to. I actually want power here. So I've got power 3, power 3. So I've got power 6, and I got intelligence 3, intelligence 5 here. And I already have intelligence 3 here as well. So what I'm looking for is basically a balance of power 9, intelligence 9. Because in this long distance race, I'm only going to have one intelligence card. So I know my intelligence is going to suffer. So I want to boost it up with my inherits. And power, I want to boost it up. And I'm going to use 2 stamina cards to jack up my stamina for this long distance race. So that's why I'm not bothering to put anything into stamina. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the best way to think about these things. You actually want to use the tachyon report for your grandparents and not for your parents, unless your parent is really, really strong. Like, I mean, my Dober isn't that super strong, but it's good enough that I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to go with that. Because I'm not getting any good parent runs. I did a lot of parent runs. I've actually, oops, not that. I did a lot of parent runs up until now. I've deleted a lot of them. Um, but some of the better results that I got are these. So this is a parent run that I did with Gold City. Right, a lot of white skills. This is mostly for a betweener. She's got freaking leader. This is a parent run that I did with Inari1. I was doing again betweener skills, and she got freaking chaser. Uh, This is not bad, but I didn't want long distance. I wanted betweener here, or grass, and I only got one stamina, so probably not going to use it on her. This is another run for E91 that I did. I saved up because I got grass here. The unfortunate thing is it's speed 2, and I got this, so I may, but it's not, the white skills aren't as good as I want it to be. I don't think it merits that. So and there were others that I made, but I dropped that. This is the one I did for Super Creek, 2 guts, 1 Alharu, and 2 liters. So this is actually not bad, but you know, it's still a little weak. I wish it was stronger. I mean, the white skills aren't that many. Um, I'm looking for around 9 to 10, something like this. This would be like the ideal. But even if I can't get 9 to 10, if I can get like 5 to 6, or well, I should say 6 to 7, if I can get more than 5 solid white skills, I'm willing to put the Tachyon report in. So that's why that Dober uh, was quite good. Um, I'm glad that I decided not to get rid of her, because this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 skills are very, very good. This is not a skill, but inheriting 3 climax factor, and she ran in Make a New Track and basically won everything that she ran. So I do have a lot of G1 races that I have won. Unfortunately, she ran the triple tiara. So if I use her as a grandparent, basically I also then have to run characters that run the triple tiara. So I would have to use characters like Hishi Amazon, Daiwa Scarlet, and others if I want to just max out my inherit capacity. Um, Although missing out 3 triple TR races and 3 triple crown races and Arima Kinen, that's 4 G1 races. It's a lot, but since I've won a lot of other ones, it may be survivable. Not that one. No, 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 not that. So, yeah, you want to know that Air Groove, uh, Daiwa Scarlet, with the other TR racers. GC Amazon. I think McQueen can run like the Tiara races. She can't run the last one, but she can run the first 2 Tiara races. And so there are characters like that. Mayana Top Gun also can do the same thing. Once you actually know which characters are locked into the triple tiara and which characters are locked into the triple crown, you want to adjust accordingly as well. Tamama Cross, for example, can run either. Her races are not determined, so it's up to you. You get to choose. But certain characters, the races are just predetermined. Like I don't know if she runs a triple tiara actually, because she's a short distance thing. So take shuttle. Is problematic because she actually only runs short distances. But if you actually jack up Taiki Shuttle, mid distance, that's mid distance E. So mid distance E. This is it. Yeah, mid distance A. This is Aoharu, but you can actually run, the Shukasho. You can actually run some of the triple crown races. Triple tiara races. So she ran the triple. She lost to Oaks, but she ran the triple tiara race here. So you can do that. Take Shuttle can be a character that can run these triple tiara races. Say triple tiara. Where she go? Right. This is it. The October one. This is the Oaks, and this is the Okasho. This is the one in April. So Triple Tiara was ran by Tachyon once you bump her up there. So you knew that too. So I mean, the characters just because they run triple tiara doesn't mean that they're doomed. You can actually make a good parent with them too. You just have to actually use your brain a little and be flexible. So there you go. And of course, even if you are a type who makes a parent each time, like I tend to be, if you happen to have a good enough parent that can benefit from the tachyon event, then why not, right? And that's what I'm doing. Right, I made one character as a grandparent. I'm going to make another character as a parent. So there you go. All right, I don't want to talk too much about this, but I think this was pretty important. So I actually I actually wanted to talk about this on how to use the Tachyon event. It depends on what kind of person you are, like what kind of player you are. If you're a player that doesn't play this game that often, then it doesn't make sense to invest in a grandparent. It just makes sense to invest in a strong parent and just be done with once and for all. All right, so there you go. All righty, take it easy, and I'll see you guys out. Stop recording. Here we go. Bye bye.